Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam alayhi Rasulillah at-Taslim. This is your brother, Abdullah Said Muhammad. And I'm here with a quick Islamic thought. What I want to speak about, and I'm not going to take long. I want to speak about the true beliefs when it comes to Islam. In this world that we are living in, the truth is something that will either get you locked up, will get you canceled, or will get you killed. See, we're living in a time now where people, they want watered down truth. They don't want the full truth. They want watered down truth. They want a little truth, but they don't want the full. They don't want the fullness of the truth. They just want just a sprinkle. They want a sprinkle of truth. They want 5% truth, but they want the rest to be 95% watered down. Because we are living in a time where people just want to hear words that tickles the ear, make them laugh. People just want, we living in a world now where people just want to be entertained. And when it comes to giving truth, it's just not about politics. It's just not about politics. It's not just about talking about people that's in power and people that have money and exposing the Hollywood, exposing Hollywood and exposing the music industry. No, it's not just that. See, when we talk about truth and when we hear about truth, it's always something dealing with politics, dealing with the music industry, dealing with Hollywood, dealing with celebrities. But that's not all where that's not just where truth stays. Because even when it comes to religion, people just want to hear words that tickle the ears, sound good to the ear, make them feel good inside. Because if you look at the time that we live in, that's the only thing that's going on. If you go on social media, you may run into a few people that's talking about some real deep stuff. Whether it's different, this kind of food is not bad, it's not good for you. This food is not good for you. This is what they put in the food. This is what you do. This is what they doing to the food. Just all kind of stuff, spreading about different things, right? But a big percentage of what you will see on social media is people dancing, people out having a good time, smoking, drinking, because that's the world that we are living in. People just want to have fun. People want to have fun. People just want to live like it's their last day. As the saying goes, you only have one life. Have fun, enjoy. So when you go on social media, the only thing you see a lot of people doing is making all kind of comedy videos, dancing, just want to make people laugh. Don't want to talk about, they don't want to talk about real life issues. It's all about laughing. And the sad thing about that is, even when it's come to the downfall of a person, you have a lot of people who takes that, use it to their advantage, and make a comedy video off of it. This is how much we hate truth. This is how much we don't want real truth. Because the only thing that we want to do is just laugh and have a good time. So even when it comes to the downfall of a person, even when it comes to the downfall of a person, we use that to the advantage, make a comedy video off it, make fun of it. Don't know what the person's going through. Don't know how the person is feeling. Don't know how that person's family is feeling and the people that are close around that person. But just to get some likes and just to get some views and get some more followers, we'll take a person's situation when they're in their when they're going through a dark time in their life. We'll take that, make fun of it, put it on social media, and give the whole world a good laugh. I say all that to say this. Just how people make fun of celebrities, just how people make fun of celebrities who are going through a dark period in life, or they went through a moment of embarrassment. It's the same thing that goes on in religion. It is the same thing that goes on in religion. Because you have a lot of people who would rather make somebody laugh than to spread the truth of their religion. And when it comes to Islam, when it comes to us as Muslims, some of us are falling in that same trap. Some of us are falling in that same category. Instead of spreading the truth amongst the falsehood, instead of letting people know what is real Islam, who are the Muslims, what is Islam, we would rather use our phone devices or any kind of other device, make a video of us dancing and following the newest trend that's out, put it up just to get some views and likes. We would rather do that than to take at least 10 minutes to say, hey, listen, I know you have heard about this group that say they Muslims. I know you have heard about this group that say they Muslims. No, I'm here to give you the real Islam. I'm here to give you who are real Muslims and what is the true belief of Muslims. We are not doing that. The people of Al-Sunnati wal Jama'ah is not doing that. The people that says La ilaha illallah Anna Muhammad Rasulullah is not doing that. The people, us as Muslims, those of us who believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over 1400 years ago made Muhammad ibn Abdullah a prophet. Over 1400 years ago. Not in those 60s. We are not doing that. And so I'm here to tell you, what is Islam? What is the true belief of Muslims? Our belief in Allah, our belief in God, or the Creator, if you want to use that, whichever one you want to accept. We believe when it comes to the Creator that there is no God but Allah. As we say when we take our Shahada, that is the first thing that we make a declaration of. When we take our Shahada, that's the first thing that we say. La ilaha illallah. Even before you get to the end of Muhammadah. La ilaha illallah. That there is no God but Allah. Meaning that it's only one God. He has no partners. He has no associates. It's no Trinity. It's no somebody is on the right, somebody is on the left. It's none of that. It's but one God. And what is our belief when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is the true belief of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes to the Muslims? We do not believe that Allah came in the form of a man. We do not believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came in the form of a man. Because as we say in Islam, that Allah is not like his creation. Allah is not like his creation. See, way a lot of people try to fight that and try to defend that, or matter of fact, try to go against that, is because it says in earlier scripture that God made the human being in his image. And people took that and they interpreted it the wrong way. So when you read in the Bible in the Old Testament where it says that God made human beings or people in his image, or the children of God in his image, that is not meant to be taken literally as he made us like him. That's not what that means. He did not make us like him. Because if he made us like him, then that requires him to eat, that requires him to sleep, that requires him to use the bathroom, that requires him to have sex, that requires him to get jealous, to get mad, to be envious, to have hatred, to have this lightness in your heart, to hate a race of people to the point that you want to kill him and that you want to hang him. So how can a creator make us in his image when he's nothing like us? Allah did not come in the form of a man. Allah is nothing like his creation. We don't believe that Allah came in the form of a human being. And that goes for those that say that God came in, that God came, that Jesus was God and Jesus was the flesh of God and all this and that. We don't believe that. And when it comes to that Fard Muhammad came in the person of Allah, we do not believe that. True Muslims do not believe that. That is not the belief that true Muslims have. And that's our belief about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we also believe that Allah does not dwell in a place. Allah is not in the heavens. Allah is not in a place. Because Allah was here when nothing else was here. Pause. That's why it tells you in the Quran that Allah knows best. That Allah knows the unseen. But see what we try to do, we try to have more knowledge than what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has. We try to act like we got more knowledge than what the Creator has. And so we put him in a place. We say this about God. We make our own opinions and views about the Creator. That's why over and over again it tells you in the Quran that Allah knows the unseen. Allah knows best. So, when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah. He has no partners, no associates. He has no physical sons, no physical daughters. Allah is not like his creation in no way, form, or fashion. He did not come in the flesh of man. When it comes to our belief about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we believe that Allah, over 1400 years ago, we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Muhammad ibn Abdullah a prophet. Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the son of Aminah. His mother name was Aminah and his father name was Abdullah. We don't believe that Elijah Muhammad is the Prophet Muhammad. That is not the Prophet Muhammad over 1400 years ago. Elijah Muhammad was not the real Prophet Muhammad as he portrayed to be in the Nation of Islam back in the 50s and the 60s, in the early 70s. And I'm not saying that, and I'm going to say this, and I always say this every time I mention him, I don't take nothing away from him, because he did a great work. He did a great work in the black communities. I don't take that away from him. But when it comes to the belief of true Muslims, when it comes to the belief of true Islam, he was not the Prophet Muhammad. Allah did not make him a messenger. Elijah Muhammad was not the last messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we say La ilaha illallah anna Muhammadar Rasulullah, we talking about the Muhammad ibn Abdullah. We talking about Prophet Muhammad. We talking about Muhammad that Allah made a prophet and messenger for over 1400 years ago, whose mother name is Aminah and his father name is Abdullah. That's the Prophet Muhammad we are talking about. This is why it is very important to spread what you know. If you're a Muslim and you know that you have the knowledge to speak, stop using your phone for foolishness. And also, if you know the knowledge, stop being afraid to share it. Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, once Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him a prophet and gave him and continuously over a period of time kept giving him revelation, and after revelation he shared it, no matter the backlash he got from it. All the falsehood, all the false stuff that's being spreaded about Islam, all the false beliefs that are being spreaded about Islam, if they're not afraid to spread falsehood about Islam, why should you be afraid to spread the truth? And you got people that are accepting this stuff. The Nation of Islam know that they don't have the true belief of Islam. But since it's all about blackness and black this and black that, what black person don't want to hear that? Especially if you're young and living in the times that we're living in. But one thing that I will give to the people of the Nation of Islam, they are spreading their message of what they believe to be the truth, even though it's not the truth. But they are spreading what they believe in. So why are we that standing upon the truth? Why are we that standing upon the truth? Why are we not doing the same thing? Why are we not out there in the streets and spreading the true message of Islam? Using our phone devices, using our platforms to spread true Islam, the true belief of Islam. But instead, we can make all kind of posts when it comes to LeBron James and Michael Jordan and your favorite music artists and all of that other stuff. We can spread all that other stuff all on Facebook, all on TikTok, all on Instagram. And we can talk to people hours and hours about who's the greatest of all time. Michael Jordan, LeBron James. We can talk about all that stuff for hours. But when it comes to spreading the true belief of Islam, we are shut. We'll post a little video here. Juma Friday come, we'll say Assalamu alaikum, Juma Mubarak. That's it. Besides that, it's all kind of other stuff that's not even dealing with Islam. We got to get it together. When it comes to our belief in Jesus, alayhi salam, true Muslims do not believe that Jesus was God. And we do not believe that he was the Son of God. In the physical sense, we do not believe that he was the Son of God. We believe that he was miraculously born. We believe that he was miraculously born. And we do not believe that he died on the cross. In no way, form, or fashion do Muslims, true Muslims, believe anything about Jesus when it comes to death and when it comes to him being a deity. We do not believe that. We do not believe that. We believe that Jesus, alayhi salam, or Isa alayhi salam, we believe that he was saved from being sacrificed. He was saved from being killed. And the reason why I make that point is because you have another group who call themselves Muslims that spread that stuff. The Nation of Islam, they spread that. They don't talk about Jesus a lot, but whenever they do talk about him, they believe that he died on the cross. True Muslims don't believe that. We do not believe that. So we have to get out here and spread this deen. We have to get out here and spread the true belief of Islam. Yeah, we have our own opinions and we have our own debates and our own points of views within the Islamic community when it comes to proper Aqidah. Salafi, Al-Sunnati wal Jama'ah. We have our own viewpoints and opinions and belief when it comes within the community of Islam between brothers and sisters. But one thing that we can all stand on is that La ilaha illallah and Muhammadur Rasulullah. And when it comes to the views, when it comes to our beliefs when it comes to our belief about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we should all be spreading the truth when it comes to that. Salafi, Al-Sunnati wal Jama'ah, Wahhabi. Well, no, I'm not gonna say subhanallah. But anyway, We should be able to at least stand on that. We don't believe that Allah came in the form form of a human. Allah is not like his creation. Allah did not come in the flesh of Jesus, and he did not come in the flesh of Fard Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad is not the Prophet Muhammad of 1400 years ago. The man that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the seal of the prophets was Muhammad ibn Abdullah, over 1400 years ago, whose mother name was Amina and father name Abdullah. This is the stuff that we must get out to the people. Stop being scared to spread Islam because of somebody might jump in your post, might comment up under your post, and they might want to debate and ask you all kind of questions. You can respond to what you want to respond to. As one of my teachers told us to do last week, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, he said, I want you to post this on your platform on Facebook. I want you to post this on your Facebook page and post it and leave it there. Post it and leave it there. Don't answer to no comments. Don't debate with nobody. Just post it and leave it. We have to stop being afraid to spread the true belief about Islam. If the Nation of Islam can get out there and spread that falsehood that they believe in when it comes to Islam, and we know that it's falsehood, why that we have the truth, why are we not spreading it? And then when you see a person that's in the Nation of Islam, or you see their videos or whatever the case may be, then you want to down them. Oh, they out here spreading that garbage. They out here spreading this and that. They doing this. But what are you doing? And you know the truth. What are you doing? At least they are spreading what they're believing in, what they believe in. At least they're spreading it. At least they're sharing it with the people. We have to stop being sidelined. We have to stop being comfortable with being on the sideline. Better yet, we have to stop being comfortable with being in the stands. We in the stands comfortable, chilling, watching everybody else on the field work. And the only thing we're doing is chilling in the stands, kicking back, and criticizing everything what somebody else do. It's easy to sit back and criticize what somebody else doing and talk about what somebody else doing. But you are no better than them if you just sitting back, kicked up, and you know the truth, but you ain't doing nothing about it. You ain't doing nothing to spread it. You just comfortable with just sitting in the stands, watching everybody else spread their beliefs, whether it's true, whether it's false, and you know it's false, you know you have the truth, but you would just rather just sit back. Man, I don't got time to be debating with nobody. I don't got time for somebody to be coming up under my post and then I got the answer. No, I don't got time for all that. Let them believe what they believe. I believe what I believe, and that's all that matters to me. Come on, man. We forget somebody told us about Islam. Somebody told you about Islam, just like somebody told me about Islam. And one thing about the truth, whether it's religious, whether it's politics, whether it's exposing the food industry, whether it's exposing the entertainment industry, one thing about the truth, whether it's dealing with family, friends, whatever, it could be some on your job. But one thing about the truth, If you speaking the truth, you're not always going to be able to duck smoke. Support Allah. You will not always be able to duck smoke. You will not always be able to duck smoke. Because somebody is going to challenge you. Somebody will say something or comment something under your post that it will make you want to respond. How can we say that we are true followers of Islam? How can we say we are true? We submit to Allah's will and we are true followers of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when we don't even defend Islam? We are not even spreading no kind of dawah when it comes to Islam. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he knocked falsehood in the head. As it says in the Quran, we knock the brains out of falsehood. As it states in the Quran, we knock the brains out of falsehood. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's what he did, knock the brains out of falsehood. Even though he know that his followers was getting oppressed, and even though he was even getting oppressed, they was doing bad stuff to him at times. Throwing the insides of a camel on him. All kind of stuff. Followers being oppressed. He was being attacked. And he still gave the dawah. He still spreaded Islam. And he continued to knock the brains out of falsehood. He didn't have no cell phones. He didn't have no social media platforms. He was actually on the grounds. He was actually on the grounds and going where the enemy was at. He knew they didn't want him at the Kaaba, but he still went and made prayer. You mean to tell me that we can't take at least 10, 20 minutes to make a video or just look up some information and just take 10 minutes to post something on our page about true Islam, about the true belief of Muslims? But I forgot, we want to make people laugh. We want to make people dance. And we want to continuously debate about who is the greatest of all time. We have a lot of work to do. We have to get out the stands and get on the field. Don't criticize somebody else's belief, saying that they spreading lies, they doing this, they doing that, when you supposed to have a truth and you're not spreading it at all. Don't criticize nobody else if you're not doing the work. SubhanAllah. So, just a quick review. What is our belief when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? We believe that there is no God but one. There is no God but Allah. He has no partners, no associates, no sons, no daughters. Allah is nothing like his creation. He's nothing like his creation. Allah does not resist in a place, for he was here before there was even a place on earth or in the universe, or the unseen. Allah was here before there was anything. What are our beliefs when it comes to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? We believe that over 1400 years ago, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a man named Muhammad ibn Abdullah a prophet made him the seal of the prophets, his final prophet over 1400 years ago. And what is our beliefs when it comes to Jesus? When it comes to Isa alayhi salam, we believe that he was not God. He never claimed to be God. We don't believe that he died on the cross. We don't believe that he was crucified. We don't believe none of that. We believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him in a miraculous way from being crucified. We believe that Allah saved him from going through that embarrassment, as the Christians believe. That is our belief when it comes to those particular matters, those important particular matters, when it comes to Islam and when it comes to us to being Muslims. SubhanAllah. Before I go, I'm going to say this. We have to stop criticizing people, whether it's Nation of Islam, whether it's any other sect of Islam that we don't agree with. Stop criticizing people if you're not going to spread the true Islam, or what you know to be the truth. If you're not going to spread al-sunnati wal jama'ah, if you're not going to defend Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you're not going to defend Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the only thing that you want to do is critique, you want to just sit back and criticize. If you're not going to do the work, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth when it comes to the Nation of Islam. Shut your mouth when it comes to any other thing dealing with Islam, if you're not going to put in the work. And you know the truth. And you have the knowledge to be out here spreading the deen. We have to get out this whole Rodney King movement. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't want to offend nobody. We have to stop that. Because the people that's spreading falsehood, ain't no stopping them. They don't care how you feel. They don't care who they offend. They're going to spread what they believe to be the truth. And the same way they are is the same way we need to be when it comes to spreading this truth about Islam, when it comes to spreading the true belief of Muslims. SubhanAllah. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.